Oaks, the Money Rider team together, -1. Unfortunately, Mark couldn't make it. It's been a little while since we've done a video. We managed to find a few minutes spare on everybody's busy schedule. We're going to talk about a couple of upcoming races on the flat season. As you know, me and Sean extremely excited about the flat. But no, all jokes aside, though, they are big races. So we're going to have a quick look at the Oaks and the Derby that are upcoming. I assume we're going to start with the Oaks, are we, lads, first, and then go on to the Derby?
Yeah, why
shall
not?
on the Friday, yep.
Yeah.
Well, we've got one flat professional in attendance, so let's start with Jamie then.
Yep.
Come on in, Jay. Let us know what your thoughts are on the Oaks then.
Well, I think it's going to be a real good Oaks this year. I do believe there's going to be a lots of Coolmore stranglehold, as well as the stranglehold of the for the Derby itself. But I've been looking through the field, and I did like one which is sticking out like outside the box, and that's Thundering On, trained by Joseph O'Brien, has been running ease on the ground in her 4 career runs, but looking in her pedigree, where she's got her pedigree, she will most probably will do well on better ground, and she could cope with the Epsom track. The sire that she's got in her pedigree is Frankel, and the dam is Thundering Knights, but the dam sire is Night of Thunder. So hopefully we'll cope with the decent ground at Epsom, because I know that there isn't no rain on Friday and Saturday, so there will be some rain Monday to Thursday, so that will help the clerk of the course. So that will be my selection, which will be Thundering On. And I'm not going to do a curveball, Glenn, but there is a few main dangers in this race. You've got Precise, who was disappointing in the Guineas at Newmarket, but was very impressive at the Curry in the Irish Guineas. There was just a different horse altogether. And you've got Amelia Earthheart won the Cheshire Oaks. That won really impressively. But there could be a big outsider. And it's like 50-1 at the moment. Is on message. Ralph Beckett finished third in a listed race at Goodwood and was running on to the finish. But if it was me putting on a selection and each way, it's looking at anti-post. It's about 7-1 with Sky Bet. It's Thundering On. I think Joseph O'Brien could do something, but like I say, Coolmore have had a massive stranglehold in these certain races. So that's for me, for the Betfred Oaks.
Right. Well, on that note, I won't bother saying anything then, because that was my selection as well. I sat here this morning and I looked at all of the top of the market, and I watched their last races on Racing TV.
Right.
And I've found it really hard to sort of split any of them in terms of how well they've run in their last sort of races. I completely agree with you, Jamie. Thundering On I was leaning towards. It would seem that it prefers, or she prefers good ground or yielding at worst sort of thing. So obviously that would be helpful. One thing that stuck out is, as you say, Jay, compared to the others, she's still progressing forward. The others have actually sort of run well and then took a backward step by finishing up third or fourth. I'm not saying terrible by any means, but like a lot we do see a lot of times in racing. A horse wins 1 or 2 on the bounce, 3 on the bounce. Everybody sort of thinks, "God, blimey, next best thing," and then they underperform in the next race. And like I say, I'm not saying they're like miles off it or they're terrible, but they might be third or fourth by a good 5 lengths or whatever. She hasn't seemed to have hit that spot yet. Whether she will or not, I suppose this could be the race. But I think it's a positive that she's been progressing each race and not taking a backward step yet. So that was my selection. Again, at a nicest price, as you say, Joe, about 7-1, it would seem online. I was like I say, edging towards Thundering On, to be honest. And for the same reasons as you say with some of the others, or as I just said there, like Amelia Earhart, Precise, Legacy Link, they've all sort of gone well, but then regressed a bit,
I think it's also it's the horses have got to be prepared for the day because it is a big day. There's a lot
Mm.
of
Yeah.
noise and a lot of
I was just going to say
progress
the
and that.
atmosphere. The
Yeah.
atmosphere, because
I
I was
mean,
there a couple of years back.
yeah, you was there. I've been there a couple of years in the on the Oaks Day, and it's quite noisy. And then you've got to see if the horses are quite prepared and not really
Mm.
boarding up, sort of thing in the parade ring and things.
Yeah,
But yeah, yeah, it's good. It's a good experience, I must admit, in Epsom.
mm.
Yeah.
But yeah. So you're thundering on, I'm assuming as
Yeah,
well, then,
I am,
Glenn,
mate.
yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
I kind of agree with Jamie with regards to precise. I think the O'Brien stranglehold, it's always going to
Mm.
be prominent in these races. Any Group Ones on the flat seems to be very O'Brien heavy, isn't it? But we get that with Mullins in the jumps, so I've got no complaints.
Mm.
But personally, I like Venetian Lace. If we're talking about the Guineas, obviously finished third in the Guineas.
Mm.
Um, Again, a Johnson horse or Charlie Johnson there, isn't it?
Mm.
When you get those over 1 mile distance racing in the flats, always draw my eye anyway. The Johnson's like a
Yeah.
good stayer, and like it is one of those races where, like Jamie says, it's a lot of factors that play a part. The atmosphere, the crowd noise, there's everything that goes on. I
Mm.
mean, look, I think that third is a strong third. I think it was a massive price that day, wasn't it? It was like in the 30s, finishing
Yeah,
third, and kind of like a typical Johnson horse tried to lead from the front and try and go from flagfall. That was 1 mile two, isn't it?
33 to 1.
33 to 1, and I knew it's
Mm.
some sort of price. Guineas is 1-2, isn't it? 1 mile two. This is 1-4. Is that correct?
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
1 mile 6 yards.
Yeah. So from again, I knew it was a large price. Thank you, Glenn, on that one. But
Mm.
I'm pretty sure tried to lead from the front. Like
Mm.
normally, get engulfed in these flat races, a lot come from over the top and things like that. But still, even when headed, still did then come back to try and stay on. So I feel the
Mm.
distance might help at a bigger price, 9 to 1. Um, that would
Yeah,
be
so a
my
bit like Fun Renown, started out at a bigger price, sort of
yeah,
14, 16s, that sort of thing, and then has come into sevens and
yeah.
eights kind of thing. So,
Yeah, that's what I mean. So that would
mm.
be that. I mean that for me, Venetian Lace is what would be my selection.
Yeah.
I do think precise, like Jamie correctly said, after the Guineas bounced back well over in Ireland and won fantastically. So he's going to be probably the
Mm.
main danger, and I'd imagine would go off favourite instead of Amelia Earhart, if I'm honest. But
Yeah, I was sort of looking at that earlier on, thinking,
yeah,
trying to
I
see
think
where that was
actually,
coming from.
yeah, I
Precisely
think
got
actually at the
75%
moment,
strike rate.
yeah, I think precise at the moment
Mm.
is a fantastic price.
Mm.
If I'm honest, for the quality of the horse. But yeah, for me, Venetian Lace, I think the Derby's a tricky one, and yeah, Venetian Lace would be my selection.
Okay, fair enough.
The
Yeah,
Oaks, sorry, the Oaks.
to the Oaks, yeah.
So we've got two for Thundering Raw and Venetian Lace for Shawnee.
Yeah,
Okay, well, moving on to Derby then. Does anybody want to go with that? Do you want to
go on,
have a go,
Jay.
Sean?
Oh,
Oh,
go on, Jamie. Go on, no, go on, go
Oh,
on.
we'll let Jamie go. Go on then.
He's been waiting for the Derby. Go
Mhm.
well, I mean, there's so many Aiden O'Brien runners entered for this. I mean, they're not
Mm.
really declared at the moment, but I think it's going to be a small field. But I reckon there will be main dangers.
Mm.
Like Vivento Cellini, who's favourite at 2 to 1, one impressive in the Chester Vales, winning
Yeah,
by
I've got that
four,
down in my notes. How impressive
yeah,
he did win.
4 4 1/4 lengths, and even I
Mm.
watched that race. But the other one I've watched this race, and that was at Leopardstown. That was James J. Braddock, another Joseph O'Brien's, won very well in the Derby trial at Leopardstown, beating
Mm.
Pierre Bonnard, which is another O'Brien's Coolmore horse. Won it by a short head. Was still learning on the job and still learning as a racehorse, and he
Mm.
just beat him on the line, really, by a head, by a short head. I did like the way he ran on. He like sort of didn't knew what he was doing, but then the
Mm.
penny sort of dropped.
on.
But the one I like, and I think I will be selecting him. Will be backing him, and this is Maltese Cross, ridden by Tom Marquand and William Haggis. Won a novice stakes race at Newbury, looked very
Mm.
green and keen at the start of the race and kept on and won by a neck. But then he improved in the Derby trial at Lingfield, which he learned from the race from Newbury, and he did enough to win that race by winning a
Yeah, I
neck.
watched that one as well. Yeah.
And he did cope with the Lingfield track because it's a sort of a same module as the camber of the Epsom, because you've got the step incline going from the back straight, and then it sweeps down.
Sort of banks, doesn't it?
Like
Kind of banks
yeah,
around the back
it comes,
sort of thing,
comes yeah, just like an Epsom track. So I do like him. He's a nice, strong individual sort Maltese cross. Haggis has won the Derby before, and like I say, there's so many O'Briens. I mean, we all do like Cornwall, winning things. I mean, they've just won the French Derby with a 1-2-3.
Mm.
And I know that it's all good for the pedigrees and that, but really we should be stepping up and try and beat these O'Brien horses. I mean they're very, very strong. They've got like blue bloods and everything, but I think Maltese Cross will give him a bit of a good give it a
Come for
good
their
go.
money.
Yeah. He's anti-post. I think Sky Bet is showing about 8-1 with Maltese Cross, but there might be bigger prices.
Nine's at 365, and other people like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, they're round about that, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the one for
Mm.
me, and that's Maltese Cross. But there's other dangers and all that. To be fair.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll sort of carry on then, because I've actually got Maltese Cross written down, not as my selection, but one to mention.
Yeah.
As you quite rightly say, Jay, Aiden O'Brien's got a hatful in there at the minute. You can see why that Benvenuto Cellini, or however you pronounce it, is the favourite, as you say, after that impressive win at Chester, which was over 1 mile 4. I've actually taken a liking to Constitution River at 12s, which is another Aiden O'Brien.
I think Constitution
He
River.
ran today.
He ran today
he?
in the French Derby. He did and
Oh.
won.
Oh,
He won that
okay.
very
Well, I got
well.
something right then, didn't I?
We're doing this is the recording for the French Derby, isn't it?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
one,
Oh, I didn't. Well, you'll have to excuse me on that one, but I was looking this morning before the race, and I haven't seen any racing today. So,
Yeah.
well, that's kind of
No
blown
worries.
me out of the water. But who rode today? Was it Ryan Moore?
Yes, it was. Yeah. And Hawk Mountain was second, and Montreal was third. I think that was Donica O'Brien's third horse. The second was ridden by Christophe Simeon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I say that's sort of blown me bubble there a bit, really, isn't it? But as I say, I did pick out Maltese Cross as an interesting one, as you say. They've got him down on the Racing Post and Racing TV as a distance winner, but I mean technically, if you're splitting hairs, it's 1 mile 3 and 133 yards, not quite 1 mile 4 and 6 yards. But there we go. My only, well, I think it's a plus and a minus. The minus was he didn't win by that far in his last 2 races, but as you say, Jay, he did show a bit of guts, and he got ahead in his last 2 by about a neck. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he did show some cojones, as they say, to get up and get across the line. So yeah, those were the sort of 2 I looked at. As I say, again, I can see why the favourite is the favourite. But as you say, Jay, there is a lot of sort of darts ready to be thrown at the dartboard. It all just depends on how many go, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely.
A big price. I don't know again if it would run, and that was Christmas Day, which was another Aiden O'Brien. Just seemed to be sort of a big price for an horse that until the third behind Item, who's also in this, was about 4.5 lengths. Until that day, obviously, was you wouldn't have steered away. You know what I mean? So much, but now obviously having been beaten by one of the ones at the top of the market, you might not think so.
Yeah.
What about you then, Sean?
You've just mentioned mine.
Oh.
I actually think the Dante winner Item. I think
Okay.
Baldwin will land them both. I thought it was very convincing in that win. To be fair, I went again. It was Colin Keane on board, wasn't it? I'm assuming in those silks and for Baldwin. Kind of sat at the back, patiently waited, and then when needed to hit the front, and just kept going. I think Christmas Day is an interesting one, like you say, especially now O'Brien's had those ones, because I think Mini Hawk and horses like that are actually listed in the Derby English. So if they don't run now, the price for Christmas Day will be interesting if you go anti-post, because if he takes them out, he's obviously going to be a little bit more prominent in the betting. In that respect, if we're talking from a betting perspective.
Yeah.
But I think the way Item ran in the Dante, which again is a 1 mile 2, Jamie, is that correct?
Yes, something like that. Yes.
Anyway,
Dante,
just seemed it genuinely that, and it was good ground. So like you said
Yeah,
again,
1 mile 2, yeah.
So again, no weather change looks likely this week. Yes, there's going to be a bit of rainfall, I believe. I think we're due a bit, aren't we? I don't think enough to change the going as the way the weather will go. So I think good ground, the extra distance. I think Andrew Baldwin wins this. I'm just going straight. I think again, like the O'Brien, it's the Mullins bingo. We get the O'Brien bingo when it comes to the flat season. So yes, he's going to go in there mob-handed. But I genuinely, even with that favourite, I think Item is a better horse.
Yeah. I could sort of see, I can see where you're coming from.
I mean, 4s now, but again, I think is good value for money with that one. So that's mine.
Okay.
I think Baldwin gets
that was a bit short and
double.
sharp. I say it was not a hell of a talk about because we're only covering the 2 races. So
yes,
it's not a festival video. Well, thanks for your input, lads, and we'll see who agrees and who doesn't agree with us.
Oh, we will. We will indeed.
Oh God, yes. Oh God, yes.
We'll try and get this up on TikTok if we can, and we'll also try and get it up on YouTube if it's possible. And as always, do all the good stuff, whatever platform you're on. Follow us, like, subscribe, share the whole lot. Get involved and have a comment.
Indeed.
Yes, cool. See you again next time, boys.
Right, chat to you in a bit, lads.
See you soon.
Later.
Bye.